I'm good.
Combustion.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Been running the game with my team making plays. Talking 80, my G's, 100 jewels in this place. Surrounded by dogs, keep the quarterback safe. I'm the one with the plans, they gon' do what I say. The game is not over, we don't celebrate. In the end zone, we don't got no time in the wait. H-Town run down, we don't premeditate. We just go and get to it, we got them on skates. If the game going to overtime, kicking the overdrive, we gon' be first at the finish line. Play looking full, but I finish mine, can I get second? We gon' line up like it's dinner time. We put in work till we get us a ring. Super Bowl season, we running the scene. H-Town the home of the realest that breathe. Keep your face down when you talk to the king.
What up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the H-Town Rundown. This is your boy AD, and I got my co-host in the building. We got Clay in the building. What up, Clay? How you doing on this wonderful Friday evening?
No complaints, man. Feeling good, man. Glad to be back. How you doing, sir?
Oh, wonderful, wonderful, man. We are back at it again. The Houston Texans, man, they took a L, man, on Monday Night Football. Shout out Daniel Berry. They took a L on Monday Night Football, man, and it was an ugly scene. It was an ugly scene. Houston Texans lost the game 27-19, and the score is not indicative of the game itself. It wasn't close. Alfredo hey, we gonna talk about it. We got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to cover. And we will talk about it. But Clay, I want to get your thoughts on the game on Monday night and how did you think the Texans fared?
Oh gosh. Arguably the worst loss of the season. And I hate to be that guy, right? I don't want to be prisoner of the moment. But arguably worst loss of the season. Considering the stakes, considering the fact that you had just went on a 70-10 scoring run against the Titans and the remnants of the Baltimore Ravens. You went into this game thinking that maybe the offense has turned a corner, maybe they found some things, right? And it looks like fool's gold. It looks like any defense that is halfway average, the Texans can't run their offense. And it sucks because, again, you had 15 days to prepare, right? Like, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know the Seattle Seahawks are right now a top two, if not the best run stuffing defense in the NFL right now, right? And you went into that game forcing Nick Chubb runs, not passing enough against the number 24 ranked passing defense in the NFL. I know there's been injuries, but still the numbers are the numbers. And you go out there and yet again, you have a game with 15 days of prep where you come out and you look like week one all over again, where CJ looks like a mess. He's missing guys. And if he's not missing guys, Nick Chubb is messing over possessions. Woody Marks can't get touches. You finally featured Jalen Noel, no touchdowns, but his best game of the season, arguably, and all for naught, right? So it's arguably the worst loss of the season. It's definitely one of the worst losses in DeMeco Ryans' tenure. And you don't even have time to really blink because San Francisco is coming in with their 7th ranked overall scoring defense on Sunday. So you got to turn around just as quickly, but this one stings, man. It does. You're 2-4. The Colts are 6-1. You can kiss the division goodbye unless the Colts just suffer something catastrophic. Thankfully, the AFC is full of fraudulent behavior at the moment. So that's the only thing that you're clinging to is that the AFC is full of frauds. Outside of that, by own evaluation, you are awful right now, specific to one side of the ball. And that's what cost you this game, just like what cost you the Rams game, just like what cost you the Tampa Bay game, just like what cost you Jacksonville.
Yep.
Same thing.
Look, I've said it, and I'm gonna keep saying it. I've said it on the Attack of Texans podcast. Shout out Ruben and Wheelhouse Media. But we are 1 or 2 weeks away as a fan base from saying the Texans should not win another game. We should not want the Texans to win another game. We should be rooting for the Texans to lose for draft position. And you hate to be in that position, but that's where we are. And right now, honestly, with the way that the offense is playing, can you realistically say the Texans win more than maybe one or two games the rest of the year? You may can say, oh, they can pull out a win against the Raiders. Oh, they can pull out another win against the Titans. But realistically, can you mark in any wins outside of that? Yes, Arizona's bad, but Arizona's played people extremely tough this year.
Yeah.
Um, and you look at the schedule, you still got to play the Chiefs. You still got to play the Bills. You still have to play the Colts twice.
Mhm.
Jacksonville again. So I mean, the Denver Broncos, you know, we play the 49ers on Sunday. So I mean, it's not a walk in the park.
Mhm.
And if I would say this, if the offense was marginal, if the offense was average, I would feel confident in a lot of those games because the defense right now is playing out of this world.
Mhm.
The defense itself is even through 6 games, 4 losses, you're holding your opponents to 14.6 points per game.
Mhm.
That's winning football. You go into Monday night and you turn Seattle over 4 times and you score a defensive touchdown
And a blocked
and
field
a
goal.
blocked field goal, and you still come out losers on the other end because your offense can't even get you more
Oh.
than 13 points.
Mm.
Alfredo is going in, waving the white flag. But
Boy.
like it's just a disgrace. And I say from top to bottom, man, because I look at it like this. What was the problem when the Texans went 13-1? The year before D'Amico Ryans, the last year Lovie Smith. It wasn't the defense. It was the offense couldn't score points and the offense couldn't stay on the field and the offense couldn't be productive. And I look at it like this. We were in a lot of close games that 3-13-1 season.
Mhm. Yeah. I
Um,
agree.
every game was a competitive game. We just couldn't function on offense.
Yeah.
And this is carried over to where we are now.
Mm.
And it's a problem and it's an issue and it's top down.
Yep.
Like this is a organizational issue at this point that you can't find competent offensive coaches. I think the last competent offensive coach, hate to say it, people don't want to admit it, but was Bill O'Brien.
Mhm. Thank you.
And to the chagrin of most Texan fan base, Bill O'Brien was a damn good offensive coordinator coach.
Yeah.
Um, and that was like I feel like the last realistic time you had a good to more than average offense that you can go and you can score points at will. You couldn't do that with Pep Hamilton. You couldn't do that with what's the guy's name? The one that was the OC under Bill O'Brien the first year with
Oh, you talking about oh, I know who you're talking about. Oh,
hold
was
on.
it George Gossi?
No,
Was
not
it
George Gossi. It
not
was
Gossi? You said under Bill?
Tim. It
Oh,
was
Tim Kelly?
Tim Kelly. Um Tim, you had Tim, you go from Tim Kelly to what's the guy just named?
Pep?
Pep Hamilton. You go from Pep Hamilton to goddamn Bobby Slowick,
Yeah.
and then you go from Bobby Slowick, to Nick Caley. And Nick Caley is right now the worst of all of them.
Boy,
And
yeah.
and so, it's a travesty that the organization as a whole has not been able to foot competent offensive coaches and have competent offensive coaches in the building the last 6, 7 years probably. It feels like 6 years. What, year three with D'Amico, and then you had two with Lovey Smith and Cully. So what, 5 years in the last five
At
years?
least. At least.
So with that, and then I would say six because Bill O'Brien got fired 4 games into that first year. So
Hmm.
um, it's been hard, and so right now that's the only thing that's keeping you from winning those games. Like every game we've lost has been a one possession game.
Yeah.
You lost to the Rams by what? 5 points? What was it? Was it 5 points? No, 4 points. Yeah, 5 points.
No, it was five.
Five
Rams
points.
five. Tampa Bay one.
One.
Uh, Jacksonville
Jacksonville
was a
7.
score, right? Yeah, a score. Then you had, of
And
course, win-win. and
Yeah,
then you got this one
eight
by
points.
what? Yeah.
8
So
points, good possession. So
yeah,
at the end of the day, you're in every game, and if the ball swings another way, you can say we potentially can be 5-1 right now.
I think
If
4-2 at the worst.
yeah, I mean
At
four
the
and two
worst,
at the
four and
worst,
two.
and so you would be at the top of the pecking order in the AFC. And to your point, the AFC right now is going to be a bloodbath because there's going to be a lot of teams playing that are at the top that
Mm-hmm.
have to play each other.
Yep.
So you're going to see the Chiefs and the Chargers are,
They-
they're what,
Yeah.
they're going to play each other twice.
Read it again. Yep.
Or another game. You're going to see the Bills play, the Patriots
Mm-hmm.
again. So you're going to see some losses come off the board and these teams kind of mellow down. The Colts are running away with things.
Yep.
But they're going to have a few losses here and there. But at this point, this is the game coming up for the Texans to either win. If you win, like the name of the episode is Now or Never. You win this game now or forever hold your peace. Excuse me, because I don't think that if you come out of this game with a loss, you're not making the playoffs at
Mhm.
starting 2-5.
No, that's no,
Unless
that's
there's some
no.
magic something happens where you just go on a string of winning 7-8 games in a row,
Yeah.
which basically is the rest of the season.
No. I
You
have
it's not having playoffs aren't happening for you, but it's been a lot of chatter because of it. It's been a lot of angst. What did Rodney say? Hard to believe Kaylee sold D'Amico on this stalker offense with no creativity or explosives. Looks like a Casario hire. Time to clean house. Hey, speaking of that, that's a perfect segue
okay.
into my point.
Sure
I'm
is.
I'm gonna say my point, and then Clayton, I'm gonna let you go, because you had a eloquent response to DJ Enemy and Paul Gallant and everything that's been going on and talked about.
Yep.
The drama with so say drama or could be drama with the Texans
Mm-hmm.
regarding what's going on. I've said it just like I said, we're 1 or 2 wins away from not wanting to win a game anymore as a fan base. We should not want the Texans to win a game anymore. I
Mm-hmm.
will say this. If you end this season 2-15, 3-14, even 4-13, that is a fireable offense with the talent you have on this roster, the lack of injuries that you have on this roster, and the construction that you have as far as big name, big names,
Mm-hmm.
and the team construction. I will say this, and my point has always been, and I will preface this. I've always been a proponent of before 2023, after we fired Lovey Smith, felt like everybody should have got fired after that season. After the Lovey Smith debacle against the Colts at the end of that season,
Well, I remember. Well, I was hot.
everybody should have been fired from the president all the way down to the equipment managers.
Right.
It should have been a total clean house,
It was that bad. You know
right?
what I'm saying? It was that bad, man.
Oh, it was horrible.
It was
So
that bad.
it was horrible. Everybody should have lost their job. Nick Casario, whoever the president, Jamie Roots, whoever the president was at the time. Of course, Lovey Smith lost his job.
Yeah.
Um, all the assistant coaches gone. Equipment managers gone. Medical personnel gone. All of that should have happened in 2023. Unfortunately, it did not. What did the Texans do? They fired Lovey Smith,
Yep.
brought in D'Amico Ryans, kept everybody else. They fired Pep Hamilton and D'Amico and Lovey Smith.
Yeah.
They kept everybody else. They kept the same running back coach. They kept the same wide receiver coach. They kept the same tight end coach. They
Yep.
kept the same, defensive assistants. They kept a lot of the same personnel, and all you brought in was D'Amico Ryans and Bobby Sloyd.
Yeah.
Okay, D'Amico Ryans, to his credit, he brought in Matt Burke as his defense coordinator. He brought in a couple of assistants to help on the defensive side.
Right, right.
Majority of your coaching staff stayed intact. That
Yep.
is a red flag number one.
Yep.
Okay. And could you blame Nick Casario for that, for lobbying to keep most of the coaching staff who have a lot of ties to him?
Mm-hmm.
Um, so you have to have these conversations. But that going back, that was my preference, is that I felt like the Texans should have cleaned house from top to bottom
Mm-hmm.
organizationally after that 2023 or 2022 season and that debacle going into the 2023 season.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and who fault is it? Yeah, I mean, look, Nick Casario is obvious. Like at the end of the day, this stuff is obvious. And at this point, when I go back to say, if you have a season of 2-15, or you have a season of 3-14 or 4-13, that is a fireable offense from top to bottom.
Mm-hmm.
With the team that you have constructed, that is a fireable offense. You have enough on this team, offensively and defensively, to win you enough games to make playoffs. Going into the season, as the roster was constructed, everybody, ESPN, NFL Network, you name it,
Mm-hmm.
social media personalities, we all said, fan base, we all said this is a playoff team.
Yep.
And the fact that are where we are right now and where we could be is a fireable fence from top to bottom. Nick Casario, I think at this point, his tenure is done as a GM for the Houston Texans. And
Probably.
of
Probably.
course, Nick Caley and the performance that he's had,
Yeah.
he needs to go. So does Ben McDaniels. So does Danny Barrett. So does and again, these may be good coaches.
Mm-hmm.
These may be good personnel guys. These may be good locker room coaches. These, you may have a lot of things going on great with these guys and how they coach guys up.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, a shift has to happen and something has to change,
Mm-hmm.
because you can't sit up here and say, "Oh, I'm about to bring in another new offensive coordinator," and not allow them to pick their staff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, let's keep Danny Barrett because he's been here through 5 head coaches. So he's a good guy. He's a good coach, or he has good rapport. Let's keep Ben McDaniels because he's been here since O'Brien. Let's keep these guys because they've been here. No, 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 no. Regardless of what they are or have done, or what they are contributing to this team at this point,
Mm-hmm.
it's time to move on. This goes to the point and the talking point of everybody else. My caveat, and I need y'all to listen to this clearly. If you have a season of 2-15, 4-13, 3-14, any of that range, hell, even if you win 6 games or less, that is a fireable offense that everybody should go clean house.
Mm-hmm.
Do I think D'Amico Ryans is a bad coach? Hell no. D'Amico Ryans is an excellent coach. D'Amico Ryans is a great defensive coordinator, coach. Period. There's nothing, no doubt about that. But again, I said this on the Attack of Texans podcast. You cannot keep protecting people that don't protect you,
Mm-hmm.
that aren't protecting you. D'Amico Ryans, you're taking the bullets week after week after week. I understand it's coach speak. I understand you have the responsibility to protect your players, protect your coaches, but there are words and there are things you can say
Mm-hmm.
that you are not the brunt of, or you not being made a fool out of.
Right.
Um, you can say we are going to take a look at this as a staff holistically
Mm-hmm.
and not bash Nick Caley,
Yep.
but also not take complete blame. And yes, that is a detriment,
Mm-hmm.
because at the end of the day, that is a characteristic flaw that you're not being honest enough, because there are things you could do.
Yep.
And honestly, if it's not working with Nick Haley, let him go. Don't keep him. Don't keep him for whatever reason, and you end up losing your job. You know, shout out Ruben. Ruben in the building right here, man.
Hey,
Shout
what
out
up,
to you.
Ruben?
But
All caps.
definitely, I'm gonna let you get to your point because D'Amico Ryans has come up as a major topic this week,
Mhm.
especially after the performance in Seattle. But I want to hear your thoughts on the D'Amico Ryans of it all.
Right. So real quick, hopefully, let me see. Can you see that in the?
Mm-hmm.
Go
Yeah.
ahead and yeah. Go ahead and put that up real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So this is my Stephen A. Smith ticker right here, right? This is, I gotta put this out here first before I even say anything about D'Amico Ryans by himself, right? Texans head coach, two times AFC South Division winner back to back for the first time since 18 and 19. 2023 Coach of the Year runner up, loving husband and father. 2014 regular season record combined since being hired before this season. Number one scoring defense owner and outscored playoff opponents by a score of 77 to 26 as a whole. I got all that right down there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So having given all the glaze, as the kids say, having given all the, the praise and adulation, right? Listen, this is not punching down on D'Amico Ryans. This is in no way, shape, or form us saying that he should be fired immediately in isolation, in a vacuum. We're not saying that. D'Amico Ryans, as a whole, right, has been a part and has had a hand in one of the greatest NFL franchise turnarounds you will see in recent memory, right? We have to objectively give him that, right? I personally believe that he has a lot of the traits that are necessary to be a great leader of men and a great head coach. An intensity, a genuineness or perceived genuineness, right? A guy who was intense, a guy who was basically a player but on the sidelines, right? In a polo shirt, right? Like he's a player's coach, but he wants to win and you can tell, right? Having given him all these things, right? D'Amico Ryans is not without flaw, right? Um, DJ Bieniemy appearing on an episode or a segment rather of the Galan Says podcast today, about 30 minutes long. He gave us a little deep dive into kind of since 2023, right? Which is surprising because to anybody who thinks that we're just talking about right now, no. DJ Bieniemy said there are certain things about how things have been operating within the organization since 2023. Mythical 2023, right? Offensive rookie of the year 2023. Head coach runner up of the year 2023. There were cracks then that DJ said that were happening in terms of communication and consistency, right? And D'Amico's messaging amongst players. But because they were winning, right, we gloss over because again in sports, one of the cliches that exists is winning is the ultimate deodorant, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
it cleans up a lot of things, makes it smell really nice, but the cracks are still there, right? But another cliche becomes do not ignore in victory what you would highlight in defeat, right? That's
Mm-hmm.
another one. So you fast forward to 2024. Now the fracture is starting to, percolate a little bit more, but the focus is still on Bobby Slowick, right? Because Bobby Slowick is the one who doesn't adjust. He's the one who got in CJ's face, pre-draft, right? So he was an easy target. He's out of the door, right? D'Amico Ryans gets out relatively unscathed, still has the Superman juice on. All right, cool. Now 2025. You literally tear down the entire offense,
Mm-hmm.
right? You trade Kenyon Green, first round draft pick, when we freaking could have had a backfield, not a backfield. We could have had a secondary consisting of Derek Stingley and Kyle Hamilton, right? But we won't talk about that. You get Kenyon Green up out of here. You cut Shaq Mason. You trade Laramie Tunsil. You fire Bobby Slowick. You do all these things to signify that the Texans are ready to take the next step, right? In walks Nick Haley out of the 8 candidates that you interviewed, right? You had Jeff Nixon, you had Bill Lazor, you had all these guys you interviewed, but you landed on Nick Haley, right? Who, yes, he has ties with Nick Casario, John Carroll University, all these things, right? Okay. And it's not just that, and I'm sorry, this is just a lot that's been building. It's not just that you brought in this guy, it was quiet, and you put the ball out there and you snapped it. You spent all off season long telling anybody who would listen on ESPN's First Take, on social media, all over the place, Tim Settle, CJ Stroud, D'Amico Ryans, taking a bunch of what looked like veiled shots at Bobby Slowick all summer long, saying, "Oh, we like this offense. We like our direction. We're collaborating so much." It's like buddy, we like each other. Nick Haley, he got the juice. He's an exciting guy. We like his person. All these things, right? Now you're 2-4, and now what, right?
Mm-hmm.
This offense that you championed to anybody who would listen to the offseason, is arguably the worst offense in football. I know what the numbers say. I study them, right? Like you're about what 21st in the NFL in scoring at 21.2 points per game. But the eye test tells you no, you're much worse than that, right? If it had not been to beating the corpse of the Ravens up and a halfway depleted Tennessee Titans team, you could arguably be 0-6 and with no hope at all, right? Instead, you feasted on two bad teams. And even if you listen to them in the media, right, over the next, I'm sorry, not next, but if you've been listening to D'Amico and the Texans during this week, they have continued to go to the Titans game and the Ravens game as a justifier for why they're going the right direction and, they're going down the right path. No, that's being very disingenuous. That's being very untrue to the reality of the situation, right? The reality is it took you two bad teams to arguably probably save Nick Haley's job before the bye. That's number one. But then B, number two, you're using those things as a vehicle to make yourself look better than what you are, right? The fact of the matter is, like you said, you're about a bad loss or two away from just wrap this whole thing up. Like George said, wrap it up, right? But it's worse than that. To go back to D'Amico Ryans, now you're talking about his credibility and his reliability as a man, as a leader in the clubhouse being questioned now more so openly. DJ Bieniemy sounded much more over it than I've seen him sound before. He gave his opinions, yes, but he spoke from a lot of sources that said D'Amico Ryan comes off as a guy who says one thing, who does something else. That's not me saying, anything beyond that. I'm going off what he said. He's saying that since 2023, certain things have been brewing up until now. And even the organizational structure. D'Amico Ryans, make no mistake, he is arguably the most powerful guy in that organization outside of like Cal McNair, arguably, right? Those aren't the DJ's words, but in the power structure, you don't see anyone else outside of Caserio and D'Amico, really. With that being said, if you're going to blame Caserio, right, you have to look at the head coach at the same time and say, I know Caserio is a convenient target because he's not as people centric, right? Like he's not this cheery face. He's behind the scenes shadow guy, right? He's easy to blame him, and rightfully so in a lot of different ways for this current roster. But by all accounts, D'Amico Ryans is just as responsible, if not more, because he is the head guy. It seems like all reports say the buck stops with him, and right now, especially, and I'm going to wrap it up here, AD, because you said this, especially if he's going to basically tell you, hey, put the finger on me, right? That's what he said, not us. He said, if you're going to blame anybody, look at me. I'm the guy. It's my job to get it right. Okay, well, hey, it's not that we weren't already doing that, but since you say that, let's, use his microscope. And absolutely, D'Amico Ryan has his faults, but how he's conducting himself is making those faults look even worse than probably what they are. But in an organization that's still trying to build up trust from the fan base again, that has a quarterback who's represented by who was also represented Jalen Ramsey and Deshaun Watson, right? You're spinning a lot of plays at once. And what you don't want to do is to go right back to the toilet bowl where you have Nico Collins, CJ Stroud. You have no excuse in 3 games. And if you do that, to your point, that signifies that the whole thing is rotten from top to bottom. And that's partly what happens when you execute a half rebuild, which you almost got away with it. But because of the reality of the situation, it was only a matter of time. So guys who you allowed to stay, it looks like that bill is now due. Whether that's Caserio, whether that's a bunch of position coaches, or whatever the case may be, we're creeping up on that. And if they do not have a Herculean effort starting Sunday, you might have to consider it. Now, my only caveat is this. Because the players are so young and they're still under contract, you still have that hope that if, in fact, catastrophe happens and all the coaches got to go and the GMs got to go, you hope that the players are bought into the organization's vision enough to where they're willing to stick around. Just give the organization one more chance to get some quality people in there without bias, without agenda, who know what they're doing and who actually reflect the modern NFL. Not just like an offensive message, but just an honest, transparent, maybe offensive leaning message where you see that they have a vision and it's not just a cobbling together of different agendas, right? That's kind of how we got here. And I'm see.
So with with that being said, like I first of all, I want to shout out the rundown is should be going live now, about to go live for the Houston Rockets home opener. So y'all, as soon as we end in a few, y'all make sure y'all go ahead and hop on playback and watch the live stream with playback with Pastor
Thanks, I'll get on.
as well. So y'all make sure y'all go ahead. He has what 20 VIPs to give out. So y'all make sure y'all hop on and get that VIP. So y'all can watch the game and join in and on the stream with Pastor and a few others with the H Town Rundown on the Rocket stream. So make sure y'all check that out. The game should be going tipping off in a few minutes, so we'll be
Mm,
off shortly. But y'all make sure y'all go ahead and switch over to that stream on playback.
mm,
So to your point, Nick Casario deserves a lot of blame as well,
sure.
because he's made a lot of missteps. You talking about, and I said this again. Him and D'Amico Ryan sat up there and told both face lies to us as a fan base, lied to us, and you take away so much talent and don't replace it with anything remotely productive or positive, or what I would say an upgrade. Um, no, he didn't leave. So you look at Nick Casario when it comes to the offensive side of the football, and I'm just speaking offensively because that's where the mishaps have all happened.
Mm,
Mainly like the major mishaps have happened on offense. Again, you talked about going back with Nick Casario with the Kenyon Green selection and passing on um Jordan Davis and Kyle Hamilton and all of those things. That's a mishap on him. Um and not being able to pick functioning offensive linemen outside of Laramie Tunsil and Titus Howard, who you came into with.
who was a
Nick
Bill O'Brien?
Casario's only job was to find three
That's
functioning
crazy.
linemen,
And he
three,
couldn't do it.
and he could not do it.
That's
He still
crazy.
has not done it.
That's.
Now,
I mean, I'm sorry, not to interrupt you. I'm
yeah,
sorry, real quick. I'm sorry, but even more to the chagrin of Bill O'Brien haters, you got to give him credit, man. Like Bill O'Brien, as far as coaching, we know that he wasn't always wrong as a personnel guy. I'll just put it out there like that. Like you really milk Tunsil and Titus for all they're worth right now, and the fact that they're BOB picks, I'll just leave it there. But go ahead, go.
yeah. I mean, BLB made the trade for Tunsil and Ty. They literally came at the same exact time. But Nick Casario's job was just to find three functional linemen at
Yes,
guard and center. Just find three interior linemen. That's all he had to
boy,
do.
that's crazy.
And to this day, we have yet to find it. And then you go down the list of that, mess up. Then you go just last year with Stephon Diggs. You trade for Stephon Diggs. You trade first of all, you trade out of the first round, in a draft that had great wide receiver prospects. You trade out of the first round that year, and you get 2 seconds. Okay, let's work with it. And you trade one of those seconds with Stephon Diggs, who still had at that point in time 3 years left on the contract. What does Nick Casario do? I'm going to wipe that out, and then I'm going to void the last 2 years of your contract and basically make it a 1 year deal and eat the dead cap. To again, Nick Casario, on average in his whole tenure, has averaged 50 million plus in dead cap every year
Oh
for
my
the Houston Texans. And when I say this, going back
God.
again, the CJ Stroud and Will Anderson tax is coming. And if
Mhm.
Nick Casario is your GM and always having this dead cap of 50, 60 million, you're not going to be able to pay Will Anderson and CJ Stroud and keep everybody else.
You not.
So going back to my point, you sat up here and you traded Tunsil and you got rid of Shaq Mason and you traded Kenyon Green and you made all these moves on the offensive line and you replaced them with lesser talent and expecting better results. You move on from Stephon Diggs and you move on offensively, you move on from Stephon Diggs and you replace him with an injured Christian Kirk who's played one game for you, and then you go on with two rookies who can't see the field or can't get right?
Hmm.
Who's made little to no impact on this team so far, other than a few plays here and there throughout 6 games, right? So you've kind of decreased talent wise
Yep.
at the wide receiver position. You decrease in talent in offensive line. You decrease in talent at the wide receiver position. Then you go to the tight end position. Yes, you still have Dalton Schultz, but you don't have Case Stover. I don't know where is Case Stover. We need to put out an APB Wells Waldo. I know he's on the injury reserve, but
Yeah.
we've heard zero updates on Case Stover and if he's even possibly coming back this year. Brevin Jordan of it all. He's out for the season again. So
Mm.
you made zero upgrades at the tight end position, and you've decreased in talent at tight end position. Running back, as great of a steal of a pick as Woody Marks has been. Woody Marks was a steal as a fourth round pick. He's an excellent talent. Nick Chubb, you know, God be with him. He's just a
Washed.
name. He's just a name right
Washed.
now.
Washed.
And between those two, you you're not Joe Mixon. So you've decreased in talent at every position on offense, and D'Amico Ryanson and Nick Casario got at the state of the Texans before the season started and got in every thousands of fans' faces, laughed, and told us that this was going to be better. And it's absolutely not. So that's malpractice on Nick Casario. That's first of all, there's malpractice on D'Amico Ryans for going along with the bull. And we have to be better, like we have to be better as a fan base
Mm-hmm.
and understanding what people mean when they say firing D'Amico Ryans or D'Amico Ryans is culpable or he has a responsibility for what the hell is going on in this organization right now. And
Mm-hmm.
he definitely does. As at the end of the day, you okayed it.
Yeah.
You didn't make those transactions, but you, as the head coach and running the personnel and having a say in personnel, you okayed a lot of this stuff. You okayed the Stephon Diggs crap. That and you okayed the Laramie Tunsil trade. You okayed a lot of it. So you're culpable in this mess that's going on right now as well. And it's just the point of you can't not escape it. Again, I'm gonna say this. There has not been a head coach, not and I'm not just talking about a black head coach. There's not been a head coach that is primarily a coach on one side of the football, whether it be a defensive head coach or an offensive head coach, that has been able to replace the opposite coordinator position 3 times without the coach leaving for another job. You can't. No head coach has made it through 3 coordinators on the opposite side of the football without the coaches leaving. Like you can't fire two OCs or 2 DCs and you make it out of the job, keeping your job. That just doesn't happen. And so it's just the point of that you're asking the Texans to do something and make
Mm.
an exception for D'Amico Ryans that anywhere else in the NFL
Mm-mm.
would not be accepted.
Not at all.
And so, yes, and realistically, let's be real, D'Amico Ryans isn't going anywhere this year.
No.
He's
No.
not getting fired. The talk about it is just what that is just talk
Right.
and conversation. But at the end of the day, D'Amico Ryans has to be feet have to be held to the fire. And that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so I think that's what you posted earlier.
No. I got to protect you. Some people
Yeah.
they can't handle the truth. You got to glaze a little
So
bit. So there you go.
it's okay to say that, but all in all, man, this game right here
Mm-hmm.
against the 49ers, like you go out and you have a piss poor showing like you had on Monday Night Football again at home in the H-Town blue uniforms and all that type of stuff against
Wow.
a San Francisco 49ers team who's demolished. Like their team is injured all the way from top to bottom.
Yeah.
And they've lost their 3 best defensive players, and they've lost their three best defensive players. They don't have their starting quarterback. They're out their top 2 or 3 best pass catchers. And I won't say pass catchers, just wide receivers, and Ricky Pearsall and Brandon Ayuk they're not there.
Nope.
So you have all of these injuries and all of this stuff going on with the San Francisco 49ers. You're playing at home again. And you're right, Bradney. And they still beat the Rams with all of that going on, right? So that goes to show you that excuses are not needed. Like teams are out here making it happen just because, and so this game right here, my key to this game, man, is first of all, just win. You play, Herman Edwards said it best, you play to win the game. Okay. And that is the main key to this game. And I need the Houston Texans to do something functional, run the football. The San Francisco 49ers do not pressure the quarterback at all. They're one of the worst in the league in pressuring the quarterback. CJ Stroud should have plenty of time in the pocket this game. They don't have a Fred Warner. They don't have a Bosa. They don't have a Bryce Huff
Yep.
who will
Out.
be out. So
Yep.
their top 3 pass rushers or defensive players are gone. You have to take advantage of that, and you need the Houston Texans to score points. Right now, you said the Houston Texans average 21 points, whatever, a game, right? Offensively, right?
Yep.
And their defense is averaging 14 points a game, 14.6 scoring a game, right?
Right.
What does that tell you? We should be winning every game by a touchdown by the math, right?
Yep.
But in reality, those numbers are flawed and false. So
Mhm.
offensively, you have to score. I need the Texans to score at least 2 touchdowns on offense and give me a couple field goals to come out of this game, because I think that's the only way you win this game is offensively. You have to score at least 2 touchdowns.
Mhm.
Um, I mean, yeah, you can say that. There's going to be narrative around that. At the end of the day, you have to win the games, though.
So you can lose too.
You
You
can lose too. We can go out there and lose. Because there was thought and there was a lot of doubt that we were going to lose against the Ravens. We was like, we should win this game, but there was still doubt that we can go out there and lay an egg and lose in Baltimore because we never won in Baltimore.
yeah.
So we're here. But Clayton, give your keys, man, and then we're gonna go around the league real quick, and then we're gonna give our final prediction to this game, man.
Let's do it. So for me, my keys, I'll give you 3 of them. You stole my first one, but yeah, just no excuses. Win, right? Like go out
Mhm.
there. You in Houston. You're back. You should have a bitter taste in your mouth from Seattle. For really, all season, you should just be bitter. Uh,
Mhm.
go win, right? And I don't mean win close. I mean like demolition job, right? Like forget the narrative of Titans in Baltimore. No, shamelessly go out and you treat an injured team like they're injury depleted. That's what you do. That's what
Mhm.
a quality team does is mop the floor with inferior talent. That's what you do. Right. So number one. Number two, I need to see CJ Stroud taking the easy money, right? Like I've been all over social media today watching, different route concepts, right? And watching CJ oftentimes not taking what the defense gives him, right? Like not really taking the open Schultz out route or the Jalen Noel quick out route that that might not be the big money throw 50 yards down the field, but it's a first down and some change, right? It moves the change, it keeps you on the field. So I need CJ Stroud, regardless of how he feels, to take the easy money and just stay on the field, right?
Mhm.
And that includes using his legs on purpose as opposed to, and kind of slash point number 2B, stop taking 15-yard sacks, right? Like, I don't want to see another, should have been a safety play ever again. I need him to, if he's going to fall forward, right? And then key number 3, I need the defense to make Mac Jones look like the guy who got, swept out of New England, right? Uh,
Yeah.
Mac Jones has been looking very decent, and credit to Kyle Shanahan, right? He's one of the best offensive developers of this generation, you could say. Um, and he just keeps doing it with Mr. Relevant Brock Purdy and with Mac Jones. But you have the number 1 overall scoring defense, right?
Mhm.
You need to treat Mac Jones like his last name is not Tom Brady and demolish him, right? That's what I need to see you do. And that doesn't mean you need to have like 5 turnovers, but I need to see either a shutout or anywhere from a shutout to 6 points, right? That's
Mhm.
kind of my unrealistic, key for the game. So yeah, there you go. Just win, right, and win big. CJ Stroud, stop taking bad sacks and just take what the defense gives you. And shutout, right, or at
Yeah,
most one score. That's what I want to see, and that will be the perfect palate cleanser for this weekend. You'll be 3-4.
yeah. Swan is here. Shout out Auntie Swan.
Hey, what's up, Swan?
Welcome back. Yeah, of course,
Beat the
stop
COVID.
How
CMC.
y'all doing, fellas?
All right. We in the part of the what are your keys to the game? So we'll ask you what your keys to the Texans to win this game. And then we at the point of the going around the league giving our prediction.
So the keys to the game are do not play uh Barrios, Diary, Justin Watson, Damian Pierce. No, but
Mhm.
I mean I am serious, but no. Actually I was listening to you, Clayton, and I agree with you. One hitting the ball a lot quicker, not taking, dumb sacks, throw the ball away. Um I think they need to come out quick, and fast. I don't know we said it every week, but I think the game plan they had in the fourth quarter of the Titans game and definitely what they did with the Ravens game, that mindset. But it's the personnel. So to me, if Kaylee ain't going to use the right personnel, and I don't know. Defense, as long as they make them dumbass, sorry, those dumb undisciplined penalties of personal fouls.
Mhm.
That's that, and I don't think there's anybody on the 49ers right now that's healthy
Mm-mm.
besides CMC that can cook us like
George
JSN.
Kittle, George Kittle's back.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know how our history is with tight ends, so yeah. Oh, that's gonna look lovely. What you're talking about, Petrie getting burnt by.
Boy,
Yeah.
boy.
But seriously, the defense just does what they need to do. They played a very good game. You just had
A great game.
you. But what I'm saying, those two penalties killed you. The first one allowed for a play to extend, and I think that's what they got the touchdown on.
Yeah, it was.
And then the end of the game. So when
What
you
else?
have those dumb, undisciplined penalties, can't matter. Other than that, and I mean JSN has been cooking folks, so it ain't like it does. But I can't really complain about the defense.
Mm.
Really, it's just really the offense. The O line. I need to have one left guard that rotating. I can't have that.
Yeah, I don't even want to talk about that.
You asked what
And
the
they,
keys
bro,
were.
and they tried to, bro,
Rotating guards.
and they
I,
told no. Juice said they told him Saturday that they were gonna
I
go
saw
back to
that.
it.
You
They
spent.
told-
I'm sorry. You spent 14 days practicing with Scruggs, and then the day before. I don't know if y'all remember this real quick. Remember the rumor that the team would work on the plan all week, and Bill O'Brien would
We'll
change it
come in and scrap it. Yeah.
on Friday or Saturday. Y'all
mhm,
remember that
Yep.
when that rumor came out?
Mm-hmm.
Sound familiar?
mhm,
Oh,
Where
absolutely.
he
Yeah.
came from?
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Okay, so whatever y'all been practicing this week, that's what y'all need to go out there and do. Don't be changing personnel. Let somebody get hurt tomorrow or get sick. Roll with whatever you practice with.
Yeah. So I mean, we gotta make it. We gotta make some shake, and at the end of the day, I'm gonna say it again. We're 1 or 2 weeks away. 1 or 2 weeks away
From what?
Everything
from
got to go.
and not just everything gotta go, but as a fan base, we should not like. I'm just say me, but I would say this should be as a fan base, and this is just my opinion, but I just feel like we 1 or 2 weeks away from not wanting the Texans to win another game. Um,
Nah.
and I know that's not popular, but at the end of the day, like you need the best draft pick at that point, and you're not making the playoffs, and having winning games for pride's sake is not, and dropping you 12 spots for a draft pick is not, that determines a different level of player that you get.
I said
And
you were right.
it just is what it is. That, like I said, it's just my opinion. So again, I'll say it again. We 1 or 2 weeks away, because if you come out and lose the next 2 weeks and you 2-6, what do we want? What are we here for? What
I
are we
think
what are we trying to win games for other than pride?
I was gonna say at
10 and
Um,
that
7,
point you gotta
10
start
and
trading
7
guys off at that point.
well, 10 and 7 will get you into the playoffs. That's why I still have that belief in them
that
because you're
means
going
you would have to. That means you would have to go on a remarkable run, and with the offense playing the way they playing, they would have to
to.
do a. They would have to do a 180.
You
And
gotta go
shout out
80
to
to
you,
the
more
rest of the
power
way.
to you, Swan, and you keep the faith and you keep the power and you keep hope alive. But
You
over
gotta go
here,
82 the rest of the way.
Only reason why
yeah,
I
they would
say
they
that
would
is
have to after losing this game, like Clayton said, they would have to go 8-2 the rest of the way. And with the way the offense is playing, I just don't see it. But I do. Let's go ahead and go into this roundtable because yeah, it's that time. Um right now, looking at the schedule, I'll start with Atlanta, Miami.
Atlanta. That's not even
Yeah, Atlanta.
yeah.
I mean, it's a lot of lopsided
give
games
me
this
30
week.
to 30 to 6.
The next game is New York and Cincinnati.
Ooh. Wait, Giants or Jets?
No, Jets.
Oh,
Jets.
Cincinnati.
Oh,
Cincinnati.
Jets and Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Oh, but they
Yeah.
they haven't won a game, so I don't see anything
Yeah.
changing.
Yep,
And
Cincinnati.
then next game, New England, Cleveland.
New England.
That'll be a good one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna slightly give it to New England.
Yeah. Um,
They defense.
yeah, they defense is playing well, but I think
Talk
New
about
England.
Cleveland. I'm talking Cleveland
Yeah, I know,
defense.
that's what
So
I'm saying. Yeah, Cleveland
yeah,
defense is playing well, but I just think New England got too much offensively and got too much everywhere else.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and then you got next game is Philly and New York. That's probably is gonna be a better game than what people think.
I think it's gonna be a
Mm-hmm.
blowout
Nah,
because they no. Here's the reason. Only reason why I say I think it's gonna be a blowout is they announced some injuries that they had, but most importantly, remember they beat them 2 weeks
Hmm.
ago. So
yeah.
revenge.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you have no AJ Brown.
Sweep. Keep in mind, you saying, never mind. Go to the next game.
Yeah.
We got Carolina and Buffalo.
That you know what? Give me
Carolina. You said
Carolina an
Carolina in
upset.
Buffalo. I
No,
Hon-
got
no, no, no,
Buffalo
no. They're in Carolina.
Give me
Buffalo.
in
Carolina with the
Carolina.
upset.
I still Bills. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna go with Carolina.
Give
Got
me
I
the
got
upset.
Carolina an
and I
ugly
and I
win
got
by
Philly
yeah.
and I got Philly winning against the Giants. Chicago and Baltimore. I got Chicago.
Chicago.
Yeah, Lamar still ain't back, right?
Nope.
No,
Um,
it's Lamar Light playing.
yeah. New Orleans and Tampa Bay. I got
Tampa.
Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Um,
They. I'm gonna go Saints. I'm gonna go with the
oh
upset.
wow. You got Indy and Tennessee in Indy.
Indy. That's gonna be
Yeah, I got them putting
tough.
50 on them.
They I was
Yeah,
just about to say they
No, hold up, no Justin Simmons.
yeah.
about to be. Oh, he not even. Oh yeah, no,
No,
that's
he
No,
not
he not. That's
playing.
what
yeah,
I said. Yeah, I
yeah,
said
no,
50.
that's
Yeah, then you got probably one of the best games of the week in Dallas and Denver.
ooh Dallas. Give me
Yeah,
Dallas
Yeah, I
I'm
think
going
Dallas.
Denver.
because
Yeah,
Denver's not
And
that
Denver,
good.
right?
yeah,
At
they're in Denver.
altitude.
They're in Denver, but
At altitude.
Dallas offense is back now that they got CD Lamb. I think it's
Their defense still sucks.
Yeah, they do, but Denver has been kind of fraud all season. They've gotten by, but they're not like that.
Yeah.
yeah, and then
I need to
so
be fraud.
but Nate, the Sunday night game you got Green Bay and Pittsburgh.
Mm.
Aaron Rodgers
Mm.
going back home. No, sorry. You say in
No,
Pittsburgh? Oh,
yeah, they
okay.
in
But
Pittsburgh.
he's
And
still
is
playing his
Jordan
old
Love?
team.
Is Jordan Love? Is he
Yeah,
playing?
he's
Yep.
playing.
I'm going Rodgers on this one, so I'm gonna go Steelers.
Give me
He's
Packers.
petty.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go Packers.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Green Bay as well. Kansas City and Washington with no
Kansas
JD.
City.
5. Yeah, we know how that's supposed to go.
Ain't
That's
Yeah,
even.
So we got I got Kansas City winning that game as well. And then of course we got Houston at home against San Francisco. I
Oh
gave
yeah,
I gave my prediction on the Attack on Texans podcast. Y'all check that out. I'm going
I
the
got
Texans
I
winning
got 28-17.
the Texans winning the
Yep.
game 28-17. You got more faith
That was
in me.
31 because you got to get a Kyrie field goal in there
No,
somewhere.
you got. Oh no, that's that Charles
Yeah,
Barkley. No,
yeah.
no.
I don't see them scoring that many points. I say that my prediction is Texans 17, 13.
I got 24-13 Texans.
Y'all got 20 points, man. Like when when the last time we scored 20 points?
Only reason why I
Have we
think
have
is
hold on.
everything that was said this week. I, I hate it, but it tends to happen when you crap all on them. They come out and they go look
They
good,
got to prove a point. Yeah, they got to come
right?
out. They probably gonna
And
try to
it's
prove
like
a
I
point.
out that it's not this. That's why I'm giving them 31 because then we gonna say why the hell you didn't do that last week.
Hey,
Don't make
at the end
sense.
of the day, they can score 50, and
Hmm.
I'm still gonna say it ain't worth nothing because you got to do it more than that one time. So
Yeah.
again, again, more power to the Texans. We gonna pray on it, and we gonna hope that the Texans win this game because what happened? If they lose this game, I'm going back to Kenny Smith in that dunk contest when Vince Carter did that dunk and he made the signal.
Yeah.
It's over, ladies and gentlemen. It's over.
Go
It's
home.
over.
No, let's go home.
Let's go home. It's over with.
I
But
wouldn't be surprised if it's 20-17 because if it just really gets into that defensive battle. But I expect them to try to put up more points. And I didn't say all of it would come from the offense either.
yeah,
So
Well, yeah, you know what? I can see like a Mac Jones pick six. I can
yeah,
see that.
okay.
so I'm saying that. I mean, look at we.
Hey,
Our boy Will got one his first one last
hey,
week.
keep. We gotta keep hope alive, people.
See,
Again, man,
funny.
this has been a great episode. Of the H-Town Rundown. Y'all make sure that y'all switch over to playback and catch Pastor running with the Rockets right now. The Rockets are down right now, 17-14, just starting in the first quarter. So y'all make sure y'all switch over, tune in to playback, H-Town Rundown on playback, and y'all catch that live stream over there. Make sure y'all get y'all VIP tickets so y'all won't miss a thing again. But before we go, I do have one thing that I want to highlight. I do have a fundraiser going on. I'm partnering with the Impact Foundation. Is a nonprofit foundation that gives out scholarships every year. This is one of their scholarship fundraising events happening November 15th. If y'all see it right here, posted right here on the screen, y'all go ahead and scan that QR code. If you purchase a ticket and show up, it's free food. You're gonna have free drinks as well, live music. You're gonna have raffles, silent auctions, and I am giving away a pair of my Texan tickets as a silent auction grand prize against the Colts at the end of the season. So as much as those people hate the Colts and want the Texans to spoil the Colts season, y'all make sure that y'all go ahead, scan that QR code right there on the screen. And y'all make sure that y'all go ahead and purchase a ticket. And it's gonna be a great event, and it helps out those students of tomorrow. This foundation gives out 30 between 30 to 50 scholarships every year, $500 or more every year to students across the Houston and surrounding areas. So y'all make sure that y'all go ahead and support this foundation and their efforts. Tickets are a little pricey, but again, you get free food and alcoholic drinks. So you can't miss that, and you have a chance to win free Texan tickets. And other things as well. So y'all make sure that y'all go ahead and scan the QR code and support this foundation and their efforts to provide scholarships to those students around the Houston area. Um, so yeah, that's my little tidbit. So y'all should go out and support me. Again, shout out to Auntie Swan. Shout out to Clayton. This has been a great episode. Y'all make sure that y'all tune in to the live stream on Sunday when we will be live streaming on playback again for this game against the good old 49ers. I will be in attendance, so I won't be on the live
Yeah.
stream, but y'all make sure that y'all tune in. Swan too as well. So y'all make sure that y'all tune in. And join us as it's always a good time. I think Monday night we had almost 3,000 people watching us live. So y'all make sure that y'all tune in to the stream, man. And again, it's been another great episode, and we will see y'all when we see y'all, man. Peace.
Peace.